Tell me, who do you think gets rewarded most? The woman who puts herself first or the woman who gives everything to everyone without thinking of herself? Think about it. Who actually gets remembered and respected? I think you already know the answer. Hi guys, I'm Daria and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, this is a space where we explore personal growth, build self-worth, and clear out anything standing in the way of your glow. Today's video is all about choosing yourself, what it really means, why it's smart, and how to put yourself first without feeling guilty. In other words, how to prioritize your needs in the healthiest way. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Why we think selfish is wrong. When we're kids, we're often taught one very specific rule. Don't be selfish. Share your toys, let others go first, be patient, be polite, be accommodating. Put everyone else's needs before your own, and then it's your turn. And let me make one thing very clear, there is nothing wrong with being kind, polite, or generous. I'm not asking you to become cold or selfish. I'm asking you to stop letting people take advantage of you, because this is where some women get stuck. Their kindness becomes self-sacrifice, their politeness becomes silence, and their generosity becomes an invitation to be stepped on. Because unfortunately, some people will see it as a green light to take, and take without ever giving back. They'll drain your energy, disrespect your boundaries, and forget that your time and attention are valuable. But here's the thing, being kind and generous doesn't have to mean being doormat. You can show up as a warm, caring woman and still have a line in the sand that no one crosses. That's where healthy egoism comes in, protecting your energy, your boundaries, and your sanity, while still being the wonderful, giving person you are. Healthy egoism isn't about being rude. It's about understanding the difference between giving out of love and giving because you're afraid of disappointing people. That's the part that's often misunderstood. Growing up, we're thinking that being selfish is wrong, but taking care of yourself and your needs isn't selfish, it's necessary. Because if you won't protect your energy, who will? Who's going to champion for you, if not you? I said it before and I'll say it again. If you don't set limits on how much you give, they won't either. Takers rarely have boundaries. They'll gladly take whatever you're offering for free. And where does that leave you? Exhausted, unnoticed, and quietly resenting the world. The more you ignore your own needs to accommodate others, the less they value you. Science even backs it up too. Humans mirror the energy you give. If you constantly give away your time, attention, and boundaries, people stop noticing your brilliance. So ask yourself, why are we still rewarding self-erasure instead of self-respect? Because when you spend your life putting everyone else first, do you actually get rewarded for that? Or do people eventually take advantage of it and step right over you? That is the question, and the answer can change everything about how you show up in the world. Chapter 2. Redefining selfish. Why putting yourself first is smart, not wrong. Let's get one thing straight. Being selfish doesn't mean being rude, uncaring, or cold. In fact, the world has been sending the message that selfish is a no-no, especially for a woman. From the moment we learn to share, to wait our turn, and to put others first, we sometimes think that prioritizing ourselves is somehow shameful. But putting yourself first is essential. It's not indulgent, it's intelligent. It's not a flaw, it's a skill. You don't have to bend, shrink, or dissolve into the comfort of everyone else's world to be lovable or respected. On the contrary, the more you honor yourself, the more magnetic you become. Ask yourself, when someone constantly gives without limits, do people value their generosity or do they begin to expect it? Now, imagine a woman who knows her worth, who prioritizes her energy, her time, her sanity. Do you think people respect her less? Absolutely not. They notice, they respect, they recalibrate. Here's the truth about reframing selfishness. It's not about taking from anyone. It's about finally claiming what already belongs to you. Your peace, your time, your energy, your life. And tell me this, why should you feel guilty for choosing yourself when everyone else clearly has no problem choosing themselves first? Because let's be real, people rarely hesitate to choose themselves. They only hesitate when you finally do. Why? Because now you're so-called selfish. In other words, you become uncomfortable for them, but finally comfortable for yourself. You owe that to yourself, not anyone else. Not your friends, not someone from your past, not anyone who's ever expected you to put them first. This time, it's just you, and you come first. And here's the kicker. Choosing yourself doesn't make you cruel, it makes you magnetic. It makes you show up fully, without the exhaustion, the over-explaining, or the silent resentment. Think about it. Why is it that a woman who says no, who preserves her boundaries, suddenly seems powerful, alluring, unshakable? It's because she's finally chosen herself. She's chosen her life, her time, her energy, not as a luxury, but as a necessity. And the world, whether it admits it or not, respects that. So let's drop the guilt. Let's redefine what it really means to be selfish. Being selfish isn't about stealing from anyone else. It's about investing in yourself first so that everything else you give is deliberate, full, and meaningful. It's the art of giving without losing yourself, of loving without forgetting who you are. Having healthy egoism isn't a crime, it's a necessity. And every time you choose yourself first, you're not just surviving, you're thriving, rewriting the rules and showing the world that a woman who knows her worth is unstoppable. Chapter 3: When Protecting My Peace Became Priority. The reason I decided to make this video is because I want to communicate how crucial it is to take care of yourself. Because I've seen it, and I'm sure you've seen it too, kind, genuine, open people getting used, taken for granted, or stepped over simply for being who they are. It's a harsh reality. Some people see kindness as a green flag, a free pass to overstep boundaries, to drain your energy, to treat your generosity like a given. Not everyone is like that, of course, don't ever think so, but enough are that it's wise to pay attention. That's why putting yourself first isn't optional, it's necessary. It's about making sure you never feel empty because you gave too much, too often, to the wrong people. Here's the thing I've learned, and this is where experience becomes your best teacher. Trust your intuition. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Most of the time, your gut knows before your brain even catches up. And yes, sometimes it's uncomfortable to admit it, or you might doubt yourself, but ignoring that inner voice is how people get taken advantage of. Your instincts are not a suggestion. They're your personal early warning system. Listen to them, respect them, and act accordingly. Stepping back, choosing yourself first, exercising healthy egoism, doesn't make you selfish. It makes you wise. It makes you untouchable in a way that kindness alone never will. Think about it. How many times have you ignored that little voice only to end up frustrated, exhausted, or resentful? What if you had chosen yourself first, listened to that inner radar, and protected your energy? How different would life feel? The day I realized my energy, my time, and my boundaries are non-negotiable was the day I started practicing healthy egoism. The people who drain you, take advantage of your kindness and your generosity, don't count on them to check in on your well-being. That's your job. What you owe is you, whole, happy, radiant, and fulfilled. And the truth is, only when you show up like that, you can truly give to others without losing yourself in the process, and only to the right people. Kindness without boundaries leaves you empty. Self-respect, that's where the magic happens. At the end of the day, the world doesn't reward self-sacrifice. It rewards self-respect. Chapter 4: What really happens when you choose yourself? When you finally choose yourself, you stop negotiating your worth. You no longer ask, is this enough for them? You begin asking, is this enough for me? And that simple shift changes everything. Your standards rise, and suddenly the bare minimum doesn't feel flattering. You stop being impressed by crumbs because you finally remember you bring the whole table. Respecting yourself becomes your new baseline. Your energy becomes selective, not because you're acting superior, but because you're done giving everyone unlimited access. Your time, your presence, your emotional labor, they become intentional. People feel the difference. Your absence becomes louder than your old overgiving ever was. You stop chasing what doesn't choose you. No more running after attention, approval, or love. When you choose yourself, anything that requires you to prove your worth naturally loses its appeal. Trust me, once this clicks, life suddenly feels a whole lot easier because you know that what's meant for you doesn't need convincing. Your emotional reactions soften. You don't get pulled into chaos the way you used to. You're no longer triggered by things that once broke you because you're not trying to earn validation anymore. You already have your own. Calm becomes your new strength. You stop confusing intensity for connection. Red flags lose their spark, inconsistency stops feeling like mystery, and chaos no longer masquerades as chemistry. Because chaos isn't romantic, it's cardio for your patience, and we don't want that. Your standards become grounded, not emotional. Most importantly, peace becomes your bare minimum. Anything that threatens it feels like an automatic no. Not dramatic, not loud, just a quiet, powerful decision. That's emotional maturity. If it costs your peace, it's too expensive, put it back. And as your inner world strengthens, your outer world adjusts. People treat you how you treat yourself. You stop over-explaining, over-giving, and staying where your soul feels tired. That's when you become magnetic, not because you're glowing, but because you are no longer shrinking. You fool yourself, and the right energy is drawn to you. The vampires, the energy drainers, they don't stick around. You simply don't make room for them. When you stop betraying yourself, life stops betraying you, because at the end of the day, the world doesn't teach respect. You do. Chapter 5. How to choose yourself step by step. Choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's smart. Remember, it's not about being cold, distant, or rude. It's about finally showing up fully for the person who matters most. You. Let's dive into practical ways to start exercising it step by step. Start with this. Say no without explaining it. Your time, your energy, your peace, they're yours. You don't owe anyone justification for protecting them. And the right people, they'll respect it. The wrong ones, they'll step aside, and that's exactly what you want. Trust me, it wasn't easy for me at first, but after practicing it for some time, it gets easier and your confidence grows with every no. Next, stop putting people who don't prioritize you at the front of your mind. If someone constantly ignores your needs, takes without giving, or disrespects your time, that's on them, not you. Think about it. Why would you want to entertain someone else's nonsense? Some people just want to drag you into their circus. And no, you're not a paid actor. You don't need to perform in it. Forget about it. If something feels off, if someone is draining your energy, that's your sign to walk away. Stop being a free actor in their drama. You have to understand, some people are energy vampires. They thrive on drama, constantly searching for anyone who will listen and let their energy be drained. That's exactly where your healthy egoism kicks in. You set your boundaries, you protect your space, and just like that, they drop off for the good. And keep in mind, being available 24/7 doesn't make you kind, it makes you accessible. And let's be real, you're not an all-call therapist. Slow down, respond on your terms, protect the space where your mind, heart, and energy can breathe. For example, you're tired after school or work and someone wants to unload their drama on you. You have every right to say, I'm tired today, I can't. Let's talk when I have the energy. Do that. Show up fully, not depleted. That's self-respect in action. Set your standards and then actually stick to them. This is non-negotiable. Your values aren't a suggestion. They're your line in the sand. People will either step up or step aside, and that's okay. Your goal is not to be liked by everyone. Why would you even want that? Your goal is to be liked by the right people, the one who respect you. If you keep bending over backward trying to please everyone, you'll probably end up attracting the wrong people, not the ones you actually want in your life. To draw in the right energy, you need to show up as your real self, fully and unapologetically, with healthy egoism. Pour your energy into yourself, not proving yourself to anyone else. Stop trying to earn love, validation, or attention. When you fill your own cup first, giving becomes effortless, joyful, and meaningful, instead of exhausting or resentful. And here's the truth. Walk away the first time you feel disrespected. Disrespect isn't a one-time slip. It's a sign. Honor it. Remove yourself. Healthy egoism means stepping out before you burn out. Too many people stay too long in toxic situations because they convince themselves it's just a bad day, a momentary slip, until it becomes the norm. Don't fall into that trap. Walk away from the start. Protect your energy, your peace, your sanity. That's what healthy egoism really looks like. Peace isn't optional, it's a power move. If something drains you, let it go. Your energy is too valuable to bend for anyone else. Finally, make choices based on what you want. Your vision, your needs, your happiness, they matter. Stop twisting your life to fit other people's expectations. Step boldly into a life that feels fully, unapologetically yours. Every time you choose yourself, your world shifts. Doors open, energy changes. Life starts rewarding the woman who respects herself. And remember, the world doesn't reward the woman who gives everything. It rewards the woman who chooses herself first, every single time. And honestly, that woman, she's magnetic, unapologetic, and untouchable in all the best ways. This is it for today. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember, every time you choose yourself, you teach the world how to treat you. If this spoke to you, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram for more inspiration, and I'll see you in the next one.